Setting and using variable within same command line in Windows Cmd.Exe. In Bash, I can do editor equals vim command, and command will be run with editor set to vim, but this won't affect the value of editor in the shell itself. Is it possible to do this in Cmd.Exe?
Note that cmd/c set editor equals vim and an echo %editor% would not work, nor would cmd/c set local enable delayed expansion and in set editor equals vim and an echo editor. You would need the /v option to enable delayed environment variable expansion using as delimiter. No space between a command and the and or add quotes. That is, as noted below by Maoism, it is cmd/v/c, not cmd/c/v, which would not work. I can't think of any practical reason you'd ever actually want this within the context of a single command. Typically, you need this when you have to replace a value used multiple times in a long command line. For instance, to deploy a file to Nexus in multiple lines for readability. Instead of having to replace group, artifact, used 2 times, and version in a long and complex command line, you can edit them at the beginning of said command. It is clearer/easier to manipulate and change the parameter values.
You can do it in Windows like this, no need for installing anything. You'll see a list of variables and you'll see editor equals vim. Now run, set, again, and it won't be listed. You can do multiple and an S to add additional commands. Edit. C exits the new CMD right away after running. If you produce output with a new one, it will still be visible in the parent window. You can opt to use K, in which case the new CMD window stays open at the end of the run.
You can use ported util-env from package carutils in newwin32, this URL. Set up it. Check what directory with env.exe exists in %path %variable. Use same way like Linux version. env editor equals vim command.
Vonk's answer will work for commands that reference the variable as expanded, that is, foo, instead of %foo%. However, it won't work if your command references a regular variable. For example, consider sumbat.bat or any other executable /batch process. And the main process returns foo instead of bar. A second execution would work though, but still, you could concatenate a new CMD process to force the refresh of the variable, like this. Or in case the main command already had to use a new CMD.
I have knocked up a batch file env.cmd which works more or less like the Linux env command. The only difference is that, because of the way CMD parses, the environment assignments need to be quoted, so your command would be. The batch file could be elaborated to remove the 8-parameter restriction by building up the command string within the for loop. Delayed expansion will be needed.
Channel,